Hello there, and welcome. Welcome again for another gentle journey through time. Well, this time the journey is through the cobblestone streets and misty beaches of the United Kingdom, discovering the first football clubs ever created. From the oldest stadiums, still echoing with cheers. Each club with its own facts. And now, let's step quietly into the past. And first, let's go to the first recognized by FIFA as the oldest existing independent club still playing football. Where that could be then in Sheffield. So Sheffield FC 1857. FC Sheffield, recognized by FIFA as the oldest existing independent club, which is still playing football. Well, an interesting fact is that they originally played under the so-called Sheffield rules, which influenced the rules used by the Football Association later. Sheffield. Alright, the year is 1857, but in 1860 another club appears on the map, Fulham FC. Well, in the same city, so Fulham. Well, Fulham this sparked a close rivalry. The first derby, which Sheffield FC played in 26th of December 1860, is often cited as the oldest inter-club fixture. So Fulham against FC Sheffield. Next, not very far from Sheffield, another legendary club appeared on the radar somewhere in 1862. Nottingham, Notts County FC, a professional club in Nottingham, generally regarded as the oldest professional one in the world. Their black and white stripes, kits, are said to have inspired Juventus in modern days. Let's go next. Well, we stopped in 1862, but what happens 1 year later? Well, the wave hits again. The football wave. And not very far from central United Kingdom, another club was born. Stoke City, 1863. Stoke City won, again one of the oldest still in English league system of their early history is sometimes still debated. Alright, but in 1864, next, in 1864, what happened? Well, Wrexham AFC, Wrexham, was born AFC in Wales, in Wrexham, Wales. Well, is considered the oldest football club in Wales, and their stadium, the racecourse ground, is the world's oldest international stadium still in use. Very important facts and interesting, right? So, racecourse ground stadium, the oldest stadium still in use. 1865. Let's return back to Nottingham and meet the Nottingham Forest FC. Nottingham Forest FC, 1865. Well, their originally colors, the Garibaldi red kits, were inspired by Italian red shirts. Nottingham Forest helped other clubs early on. For example, they donated kits to Arsenal. So they donated kits to Arsenal to help the club when it was forming. Well, now let's go to Scotland. And here in Glasgow, in 1867, another club appeared, Queen's Park. FC. Yeah, in Glasgow, Scotland. Well, what is peculiar about is that it's the oldest association football club in Scotland. Long famed for playing for the love of the game, has amateur status until recently. Queen's Park Football Club. Well, this is year 1867. In 1869, the Kilmarnock FC Football Club started, the oldest club in the Scottish Premiership. They took part in one of the first ever Scottish club matches in 1873 and 1873. Alright, well, let's go next to Ireland. Well, especially in Belfast, because we're going to talk about Cliftonville. football club from Belfast, initiated, made in 1879. Well, the first club in Ireland. They have never been relegated, always played in the top flight of Northern Ireland. So Cliftonville, Belfast. Okay. Let's return now to Wales. 1875. Newtown. Football AFC. Newtown. 1875. Well, recent research shows that Newtown's AFC is considered the oldest continuously existing club in Wales, because previous claims, for example Wrexham, involved clubs that folded or reformed in some way. So this is considered somehow the oldest one instead of Wrexham. I don't know. But if you're from Wales, I want to know some details about these two clubs and why they are still debated which one was the first. Alright, now it's time to hit London. Well, with our journey, of course. Fulham, London, Fulham. In 1879. 1879. Well, originally Fulham was founded as Fulham St. Andrew's Church Sunday School Football Club by churchgoers. My God. So the full name was Fulham St. Andrew's Church Sunday School Football Club by churchgoers. Yeah. The Craven Cottage around ground sits on the banks on the Thames and was originally a hunting lodge in 1780. They are the London oldest professional football club still playing Fulham. And what is peculiar is that this football club was founded by members of the Villa Cross Chapel cricket team looking for a winter sport, and they found out that football fits perfectly. Okay, what a story. Instead. Alright. Now, in 1874, in Birmingham, Aston Villa was born. Aston Villa in Birmingham, 1874. Well, they played the first match against a rugby team, only the second half was played under football rules. Oh my God. They were one of the 12 founding members of the English Football League in 1888. English Football League. So, Aston Villa, one of the 12 members of the founders of the English Football League. The next club is Bolton. Bolton. Yeah, near Manchester. I will write it here. Bolton Wanderers. Wanderers, 1874, in Bolton, England. Originally called Christ Church Football Club before adopting the Wanderers name, because they struggled to find a permanent home. The early kits were pink and navy, not white. They won the first ever FA Cup final at Wembley Stadium in 1923, the famous White Horse Final. White Horse Final. Wow. And here we are at the end of our little journey through history and sports, football. We tiptoed through history from Wrexham to Clement Rock, imagining the players, the crowds, the first kicks. Remember, these clubs here are more than just teams. They are living stories, softly, very softly, enjoying through time. Now, at the end, take a deep breath and let the gentle memory of football's oldest beginnings linger. And until next time, I wish you all the best.